Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, the Akim and Akwaf, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and in truth and diligence of mind, to the gospel of the Lord Amashak Yahushai in these days and times, Abraham Nasher in the DC camp, another short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, we're in that time of the uproars of the people, and what does the scripture say about that, man? Evil times, man. The wicked are in authority, and it's just part of prophecy that we have to deal with, and all these calamities coming upon the face of the earth. It's basically to separate the righteous from the unrighteous. All right, it's a catalyst for the change in of rulership. All right, the change of guards. All right, so hey, the midnight hour is coming. It's a new shift. A new shift is coming in. So that's what this lesson is going to focus on, man. All these calamities, the downfall of the economy, the transformation and all that stuff from this current infrastructure into a digital payment system and large scale, the outlawing of cash and coins and all that stuff, even battering. Yeah, so it's just moving on to the MOTB system, and it's just being done. The Lord has approved it so that it could bring about a sieve, a sifting process to separate the unrighteous from the righteous. All right, that's just how it is. So the Lord is putting in place mechanisms of accountability, mechanisms of separation. All right, so we read from the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 20. All right. In fact, verse 19, it says, "For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in the world, which are created in this world, is made." All right, in this world that is made. Let me read it properly. But the Spirit gives me that fire, to read it right. All right. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 19. "For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed." Okay, so that means that just a generation that's in opposition to righteousness, man. They've been given over to the spirit of disobedience. All right, and then it says, "And by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves." Yeah, so they refuse to hearken unto the words of the Lord, to the words of prophecy, to the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, now verse 20 says, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it." And the Lord has approved the devices, man. The famines, the plagues, and the pestilence, and the violence, and all that stuff. The Lord approved it because of is the power of correction. He has to maintain that process of balance, the process of correction. Okay, and then it says, verse 21, "And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster." All right, so that is the elect. Okay, the reserved, the redeemed. Okay, and the plant of a great people. So the Lord has to sever out for him of the generation, the elect, All right, his first fruits. That's just how it is, you know. And then you read verse 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So the Lord is only concerned with the trees that are bearing the perfect fruit, the perfect cluster of grape, man. The other trees have to be eliminated, man. You know, the Lord is looking for the trees with the best clusters. And that's why this chaos, man, upon the earth now, it's just an eye-opener for the men of the Lord, man, to see people complaining about the draft. Yeah, the draft is part of the sifting process, man. The Lord has to bring about judgment. He has to set forth an avenue of condemnation, an avenue of separation, all right, for the elect to stand firm. This is an opportunity, a huge opportunity for us to hold on to the words of the Lord, man. I can already putting up lessons about brothers between the ages of 18 and 26, 18 to 26, and how they're going to deal with the notification for the draft. Hey, it's nothing to worry yourself about, man. It's part of prophecy. Even when I was young, if you want to apply for what you call it, student aid, or FAFSA, all that stuff, man. If you want to get your tuition paid, like a relief, all that stuff, get a voucher for your books, financial aid, if you're in college, they say you got to register for selective service. So it's just how it is. Even if you're going to some trucking schools, man, they're gonna ask you if you're gonna seek financial aid from the government, and they're gonna check your name in the system to see if you registered for selective service, and then that's about it, man. So it's just how it works, man. It's just how it works. The educational system is tied with the military-industrial complex. Yeah, so it's just how it is, and hey, it's just the bitter side of this gospel that a lot of people are not really prepared for. Okay, the so-called churches are not preparing the people for these prophecies, man. They're still stuck. They're still stuck in the prosperity doctrine, man. In the entertainment mindset. So it's gonna be a fight between holding on to the words of the Lord and ignoring or eliminating the requests of the government. Okay, that's why the Apostle Peter was saying, they ought to obey the Most High rather than men. So it's just a precept that will keep on coming up. So we read from the book of Romans chapter 11, and then we'll see verse 3. And what does it say? Lord, they have killed their prophets and dig down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. So, brothers that are going to be martyrs for this gospel, it's just accept it cheerfully, man. Don't consider it a loss. It's just a transition, to the next level. Some are gonna be alive and do the work until the end. Hold their faith until the end. Some are gonna die in this faith for their testimony of the Lord Yahushua. So just remember, man, that spirit of prophecy has to dwell with you at all times. Even if you're in a bad mood, you just got laid off, you're getting arrested, false accusations. That spirit of prophecy has to remain with you. no matter what the cost. You know, you don't want to be separated from that spirit of prophecy. All right. Now, verse 4 says, "But what saith the answer of Yahweh Shemashai unto him?" Right, the prophet Elijah. "I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal." And that's just how the Lord operates, man. The Lord just needs a cluster, man. The cluster of righteousness, the cluster of perfection in faith. Okay? And then verse 5 also say that even so, then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. So you see that. So these are the men in this ministry that have been kept from the impending doom coming upon the face of the earth, man. You know, it's a population of the elect, you know, that are going to be able to hold their faith unto the end, whether they're going to be alive when the Lord Mashiach, you know, returns, or they're going to be in the spirit world. Hey, they're still part of that number, that sanctified number. All right. So we go to the book of Isaiah chapter 57, verse 1. It says, "The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come." So those that sincere the man of the Lord, Mashiach Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, the approve of Yahweh, they just got to abide in their faith, man. You know, they're going to be in their lot. That's just what it is. If you're a man of the Lord in your previous life from the beginning of creation, before the beginning of creation, you're in there. You know, you're secured. You know, it's a permanent position. You know, it's a permanent spirit. Your spirit is not subject to change or alteration. You know, the line that the Lord has given you, the path He has given you, He's not changing it. You know, He has kept His word from before the beginning, and He will keep it forever. And that's just the path of the righteous, you know, the path of the elect. And a lot of people don't understand that when the man of the Lord passes away, man, that the Lord is making a statement. The Lord is setting up an example for us to look up to. And it's just how you have to deal with it, man. And then those that have to suffer persecution, it's just the price you have to pay. You have to count the costs, consider exactly what your heritage requires of you. Okay? So it's just what it is, man. You know, you have to deal with the evil. You know, you have to face the evil at some point or another. You know, it's just how it is. Some are going to face a portion of it. Some are going to face the whole thing, you know. Well, as long as you're not overcome by the evil, that's just what it is, okay? So you just got to be glad that the Lord has not cast you away to be consumed by the evil, okay, that's coming upon the face of the earth, right? The evil to come. So remember that, man. So a lot of folks are upset that this draft thing, man, it's a good thing, man, you know. The last generation of soldiers, man, that could hold it down. You know, it's basically the ones in their late 30s, you know, in their 40s, from their 30s, those in their 30s and above, man. You know, those are the ones that could have, you know, that could hold down on the military level, not this generation, man. You know, so younger brothers, man, don't worry about that stuff, man. You know, even though you know how to use a sword, don't depend on it. Depend upon the word of the Lord. You know, you have a band of brothers in this ministry that are good with the sword, but it's nothing compared to what Esau has, man. You know, we should be good with the word of the Lord. Our sword is the sword of the Lord, Mashiach Yahushua. These scriptures, okay, this is what we go to battle with. Okay, and a lot of people do not pay attention to that. These are the words that could spare someone's life or could destroy someone's life on the spot. That's how dangerous and diabolical this word can be when it is harnessed with the proper spirit. And when you see the angel of the Lord making an appearance, with the brothers doing this work, then you know that the Lord is approved. The Lord is approving of your deeds in this ministry, man. You're gonna have your ups and downs, but once the Lord tells you, hey, He's got your best interest at heart, then you dust yourself up and you keep on pushing. You don't have any room for excuses and sadness, because you've seen the power of the Lord. You've seen the image that the Lord has set before you to be, stern in the spirit, and to do the work without compromising your faith. So we look at another precept in the book of Revelations, chapter 7 and 3. He says, you know what? This is it in verse 1 and all the way to 3. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth. All right, so the evil to come upon the earth. All right, these angels are holding back that destruction, man. The vibration for the all-out chaos for World War III. It's their job to set forth the actions in motion. Okay, and when they release everything, when the Lord gives them the authorization to release it, then that draft, is going to be a serious thing to be considering. That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, right? And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So that's just what it is. So the men of the Lord have to be given a special privilege to overcome the evils that are coming upon the earth, that are going to be poured upon the earth, the vials. Yeah, so it's a preparation. It's a process of preparation, and the Lord is going to show His power in these last days, man. Once the Lord has set forth that seal upon the spirits of the elect, Lord willing, Lord out there in the highways and byways are chosen. You've been called, and that you've been chosen. Then, then this ministry will be on a totally different level. Then you're gonna have the power to be healing, making miracles happen according to the will of the Lord. The hedge of the Lord will be seriously visible around you. All right, so that's the beautiful thing that we are looking for. And then verse 4 tells you clearly that, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So this is what it is. The Lord has to, put forth this action, this gesture, that the seal, the situation of this seal has to be taken care of, man. So the Lord is doing things in order, all right? So the sealing process has to be completed before all chaos is released upon the face of the earth. And that is what we're looking forward to, man. The upliftment, the sanctification of the elect, and how the Lord is going to make known His power in those days to come. All right. And then we look further into the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and then verse 73. What does it say? Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So this is just a revelation of things we will have to go through. Okay, the elect have to go through it, man. The 144,000, including the 1/3. Okay, the men, women, and children, they have to go through it, man. So when I'm talking about 1/3, I'm talking about here in America, man. Okay, so it's just how it is, and those that are on the other parts of the earth, man, they also have to be kept till the latter days. Okay, now verse 23 is something we all remember, man. That you're not alone. Remember that, man. You're not alone. So just keep your head up in the spirit of Lord Amashak Yahushai. Yeah, the Lord is watching over you. That's a perfect example. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous. All right. Verse 74, Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So it's just words of assurance. All right. Verse 75 also says, Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai, Ba'ashim Kakadash is your guide. Yeah, so it's just necessary that you remember this, man. This lesson, I could have put it up last week, but for some reason, man, I couldn't do it. But hey, here I am. You gotta do the work of the Lord, in season and out of season. The Spirit of the Lord has to spark up your mind, light up a fire on your behind to put forth this lesson, man. So if you get a notification that the draft is it's coming your way, the notification is coming your way, that's about it. So Esau wants mass destruction. The Lord also wants mass destruction, but it's to separate the righteous from the wicked. So that's just why this situation has to take place. So if Cardi B can joke about it and make a point, hey, the men of the Lord have already been telling the people, even before the apostles left 34th and 7th, they were already telling people that it's going to be a draft. Even that old man in Congress, Charles Rangel, always talking about the draft. That's what it is, man. That's just what his job was, to talk about the draft. I'm like, well, when the draft happens, man, it's not for the elect to go fight those wars. It's for the rejects of the Lord to be thrown away, man. To be consumed by that fire, right, on the battlefield. Yeah. So it is what it is. So we go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Look at verse 4. Right. So this is concerning the elect. For though they be punished in the sight of men, all right. So though we go through the trials and tribulation and ridicule in this world before all the people, being labeled as domestic terrorists in the media, yet is their hope full of immortality. All right. So when they attack, when Amalek attacks the servants of the Lord Amashak Yahushai with his meteor, it's just part of the process. But it says our hope is full of immortality. So we're going to live forever. Once the Lord has made an example of us before the whole nation, has put us on display. The Most High put His servant on a pedestal before the whole world. The Lord will make His servants a public example of how to stand up manfully in this ministry for what you believe in, for what is just and righteous. And verse 5 says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. So remember that, man. Your labor of love, labor of righteousness in this ministry. For Yahweh Kakadash proved them and found them worthy for Himself. So the Lord has to put His cluster of grapes, through inspection. You got to make sure that they go through inspection and pruning and all that stuff, man. That's just what it is. The Lord has to trim the unnecessary out of the lives of the elect. And then verse 6 says, as gold in the furnace had He tried them and received them as a burnt offering. So you see that. So you're going to go through that tough straight part, man. And then verse 7, and in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Yeah, so you know how it is, man. Perfection is the goal, man. Perfection in righteousness is the goal of the Lord for His elect. And that's just how it is, man. When the Lord is looking forward to purifying you, He's going to make sure you feel the heat. When the Lord likens you to gold, that means you have to be immersed in the fire, not partially, completely. 1,000%, 1,000% in the fire. And that heat is not just a regular heat, man. That heat in your spirit, man, to tear down the fluff and the impediments and the leaven. It's just how it is, man. Your faith is that gold that has to be tried, man. Your faith is that gold. Yep. Your faith is the gold that has to be tried in the fire. So it's nothing to do with your flesh, your body. It's your faith, your belief. Okay? So when that is taken care of, when it's done, your faith has gone through that process completely, then you're going to shine. When the gold shines, you know how it is, man. So it's going to be beautiful, man. The gold has been purified. Gold shines best when it's purified, when it's pure. Okay? When the light hits it at the proper angle, that's just what happens, man. That's just what happens. Yeah, so you just have to learn to be grateful that you have an opportunity to be redeemed, okay? To be taken out of the rubble, separation from the rubble. That's just what it is. When you take the gold out from the rubble, that's all you care about. You don't really care about the rubble. All you care about is the gold. The gold has more value than the rubble. That's just how it is. So we look at book of Psalms, chapter 26, verse 9. Hopefully wrap this up. And what does it say? Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men. That's our prayer, man, that we do not get consumed by the fire when the Lord is bringing His judgment upon the face of the earth. In whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. So you don't want to be judged with 2/3, man. You don't want to be in their lot. You don't want to be joining hands with those that are subject to bribes. Always looking forward to that 501c3 benefit, promoting the juicy J. So yeah, the evidence is The evidence is it's there. You just have to learn that you have to trust in the Lord, man. Don't let your faith be thrown away for perishable items in this world, man. You know, your faith is not something to disregard. If the Lord is not disregarding His word, which He holds above His name, why should you do the same? Why should you disregard the word of the Lord? Yeah, so the Lord does it, you know, you should do the same thing too. You should hold the word of the Lord above your name too. You know, the Lord created you in His image and likeness, so He expects you to do the same. So that's just how it is, man. You know, so that's the ultimate test. If you're able to hold the word of the Lord above your reputation, above your name, just like the Lord does, that's gonna allow you to be separated from the people of this world, from two-thirds of our people that cannot do what the Lord does. They cannot hold the word of the Lord in high esteem, in high regards, above their feelings, above their cares, above their flesh, above their wants and needs and all that stuff, man. That's why the majority of our people have to be crushed. You know, they couldn't emulate the personality, the best opportunity the Lord has set before them, man. You know, Lord said, "Be ye holy as I am holy." You know, He set forth His word, you know, above His name, so we should be doing the same thing. And that's the process, man. The process of separation, man. The time to be tested. You know, it's gonna be a reason to know who exactly is gonna hold the word of the Lord until the end. Okay, despite all the activities happen upon the face of the earth at times of evil, you know. So that's the point there, Akim Abaratazer. You know, you can edify by this knowledge, you know, and verse 11 tells you clearly, but as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. All right, so you have to be perfectly sound. You have to be whole in this ministry. You have to be well rounded unto righteousness. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. That's just how it is. That's what we're looking forward to, man. That's all you need to do. So, Abarataza, you know, you have Bashima Shah, Bashima Kakadash, Barakatam, Bashima Kakadash, Shalom.